Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, Israel and Turkey reach an agreement meant to normalize relations between the two countries. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu notes Israel's strong cooperation with Britain and stresses hope for the strong bilateral relations to continue also after the Brexit. Lebanon's Hezbollah organization announces it will increase its military presence in Syria's Aleppo, stressing that the battle for the northern city was a fight to defend the entire country. Israel and Turkey reached an agreement meant to normalize relations between the two countries. Details of the agreement were presented this afternoon at a press conference by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Rome, while simultaneously in Ankara, an announcement was made by Turkish Prime Minister Binali Yildirim.
צהריים טובים. ישראל הגיעה להסכם בעל חשיבות אסטרטגית למדינת ישראל, לביטחון, ליציבות האזורית, לכלכלת ישראל. כראש ממשלת ישראל, האחריות שלי היא לדאוג לאינטרסים הלאומיים בראייה רחבה וארוכת טווח, מתוך הבנה של הזירה הבינלאומית והצרכים הביטחוניים והכלכליים שלנו, הנוכחיים והעתידיים.
Israel's Foreign Ministry Director General Dor Gold is scheduled to sign the agreement with his Turkish counterpart tomorrow. Prior to the announcement, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry for the second time since the Israeli leader embarked on his trip to the Italian capital for meetings with the American top diplomat, as well as scheduled meetings with top EU officials. During his meeting with Kerry, Netanyahu stressed that the agreement with Turkey would bring about immense implications for the Israeli economy.
I think it's an important step here to normalize relations on one side. It has also immense implications for the Israeli economy, and I use that word advisedly, immense implications for the Israeli economy, and I mean positive, immense implications.
In response to the agreement, members of Israel's political establishment criticized Netanyahu's consent to pay compensation to the people who were injured in a Turkish flotilla aimed at breaking Israel's blockade of the Gaza Strip. Knesset member Erel Margalit of the opposition Zionist Union said that Netanyahu had once again capitulated with his tail between his legs and hurt IDF soldiers without blinking an eye. Knesset member Bezalel Smotrich of the coalition's Jewish Home faction said there had to be a very good reason to justify an agreement with Turkey that on the face of things appeared humiliating for the Jewish state. Smotrich said that he hoped there were things not known to the public that justified such an accord. Meanwhile, a high-ranking Turkish official said the agreement to normalize relations with Israel was a diplomatic victory for Turkey, even though Israel insisted on its refusal to lift the blockade of the Gaza Strip. Turkish officials said that it was agreed that Turkey would send humanitarian aid to Gaza and non-military goods, as well as develop infrastructure projects and build a hospital and residential buildings in the Palestinian enclave. Israel will also grant Turkey permission to take steps to deal with the water and electricity crisis in the Hamas-run territory. Now, with regard to Netanyahu's meeting with Kerry, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry noted that the discussions focused on the increasing threats posed to the Jewish state, primarily the Islamic State in both the Sinai Peninsula and Golan Heights, as well as other threats of continued violence by Palestinians against Israel, and the hope to find ways to move things in a more positive direction.
We had a very long meeting last night in which we discussed many different issues, but we focused significantly on the challenge of beating back terrorism, and beating back terrorism specifically with respect to Israel's challenge in the Sinai, in the Golan Heights, where ISIL is now visible and positioned in places, and also the challenge of violence coming from extremism Gaza or the West Bank. We had a very productive conversation about that, and we talked at some length about ways in which we might be able to try to work to move things in a more positive direction.
Now to another matter. While the United Kingdom was an EU member state, Israel enjoyed in its trade with Britain the same benefits that it received from the European Union. However, when its departure is complete, Israel will have to conduct separate negotiations on an Israeli-British trade agreement, a reality experts anticipate would not advance smoothly due to the fact that London will have to reach dozens of other such agreements with more significant partners. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu released a statement regarding Britain's decision to leave the European Union, in which he stressed his great esteem for the outgoing British Prime Minister, David Cameron, who he defined as a leader of stature and a true friend of Israel and the Jewish people. Netanyahu stressed in his statement that the cooperation between Britain and Israel became much closer in the years that Cameron was in office in the fields of security, economy, and technology, and together Jerusalem and London laid strong foundations for the continuation of this cooperation. Meanwhile, Knesset member Nachman Shai from the opposition faction Zionist Union warned that the EU crisis and the possibility of its unraveling will have a bad effect on Israel. Shai stressed that Israel needs Europe as its main export market, and it enjoys special benefits that are liable to be cancelled. Now to Israel's northern neighbors, where Lebanon's Hezbollah organization announced it would increase its military presence in Syria's Aleppo, stressing that the battle for the northern city was a fight to defend the entire country. Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah said as fighting in Syria intensifies, 26 of the group's fighters were killed in the Aleppo region since the beginning of June, a rare acknowledgement of the toll the battle is taking.
نحن أمام موجة جديدة، مش أمام حادث طارئ أو اشتباك تفصيلي. نحن أمام موجة جديدة أو مرحلة جديدة من مشاريع الحرب على سوريا تخاض الآن في شمال سوريا، بالتحديد في منطقة حلب. 26 شهيد لحزب الله من أول حزيران إلى اليوم، وأسير واحد ومفقود واحد. هي المحصلة الدقيقة. احنا ما بنقول أرقام بس لأنه بدنا نعالج موقف، خلينا نحكي الأمور بدقة. 26 شهيد، أسير واحد ومفقود واحد. بالعكس، الذين صوروا أن ما جرى في حلب في الأشهر القليلة الماضية هو هزائم متتالية هم لا يفهمون حقيقة المعركة. هو صمود تاريخي وكبير جدا الذي حصل في حلب أمام حجم المؤامرة الجديدة والمرحلة الجديدة. وطبعا هذا يرتب الآن مسؤولية إضافية، مزيد من الحضور في حلب من الجميع، مش بس من حزب الله. نحن سوف نزيد حضورنا في حلب.
The Lebanese Shiite Muslim Hezbollah, together with Iranian troops and Russian air power, have been backing Syrian government forces against an array of mostly Sunni Muslim insurgents and jihadist groups in bitter fighting that has escalated in recent weeks in and around Syria's former commercial hub of Halab, the Arabic term of Aleppo. Since the beginning of the fighting in Syria, according to the United Nations, more than 500,000 people have been killed. Thank you for watching us. You can also watch us at TV7israelnews.com or TV7.fi. For any comments, please send your emails to israelnews@tv7.fi. For more updates from Israel and the region, please join our Facebook page at TV7 Israel News. We're praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Hassan. Have an Erev Tov and Shavua Tov. We will see you again tomorrow at the same time.
In order to donate to TV7 Israel News, please follow these simple steps. First, press the Donate logo, located at the bottom left side of TV7 Israel News Facebook page, or on the Donate tab at the head of the page. Then insert the amount you'd like to donate, and fill in your credit card information. Just like this. And press Review Donation and continue. After reviewing your donation details, please press Donate to finalize your donation. That's it! Your donation is now complete, and an email with your donation details has been sent to your email address. You can also print your donation receipt by pressing the link here. Thank you for supporting TV7 Israel News.